Alright, how's it going, guys? So we're back here for week 8 of the IPA, International Pokemon Association. I'm facing off against Alex again. It is our rematch game. So we faced once before. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description. I'll probably forget. But going into this game, and even going into the first game that we played, I think we were both fairly content with our teams. I think we both took a lot of time to build it, and I think we were both, like I said, pretty happy with it. So rather, we didn't really overhaul our teams. We basically tried to perfect our teams. So you'll notice right here there are a few changes. Last game, the main focus of my team was to build around the Mega Audino. And the Mega Audino matched up so nicely versus Alex's team, especially because he did not bring the Roserade. So it worked out extremely nicely in that game. However, in this game, obviously, I was expecting that he might try to play around it a little bit more. Because the first game, the Mega Latios seemed like the very obvious bring, and the Mega Audino seemed like the less obvious bring, and it ended up catching him by surprise. This game, Mega Audino seeming like the very obvious bring, because I sang praises about that after the game, about how his team was mono-walled by Mega Audino. So this game, Audino seems like the prevalent threat. So we're actually going to be bringing Mega Latios as our primary, as kind of the focal point of the team, and Mega Audino, Audino, regular Audino, not going to be Mega Evolving it. It's going to be kind of in the back as a more supportive, it's less the focal point of the team. It's more there to support the main focus of the team, which here is going to be the Mega Latios. So Mega Latios matched up versus his team extremely well. We brought the Roost 3 attacks, so we're bringing the Defog on the Skarmory, not the Latios. I hate bringing Defog on Latios anyways, but that's the main change from our team. We're not bringing the Keldeo, and we are bringing the Latios. The main change to his team, you'll see he dropped the Zoroark, and he's bringing the Roserade, he's bringing the Infernape. So, a few changes, like I said, and one more thing I just want to kind of touch on to is the last game, the main objective between the two of our teams was to get a Toxic on the main contenders for the defensive core for each other's team. So his team, Milotic, was extremely hard for me to beat, extremely hard for me to wear down. So I was trying very hard to get a Toxic onto the Milotic, and I actually ended up getting it on the Milotic in the earlier portions of the game with the Alomomola. So that turned the game heavily in my favor. So this game, obviously, he's going to be trying to prevent the Toxic at all costs. And on the exact same, on kind of a very similar vein, his objective is to be going to be getting Toxics off onto the Mega Latios and the non-Mega Audino, and potentially the Alomomola, but that's really kind of on the back burner right now. Those are the two mons that he's going to have a very hard time wearing down. It's the Latios and the Audino. So, like I said, that's kind of the focus. I'll briefly touch on a few of these sets right here. Last time we brought Mega Audino with Encore Toxic as kind of a counter to sub-Calm Mind users and just just regular Pokemon in general. So it's walled by Roserade, but he didn't bring Roserade last game. So the idea was, if he doesn't have sub, we get a Toxic off on something. If he has sub, we can Encore it into there, and then Sneasel is going to be able to deal with it very nicely after that with Pursuit, with Icicle Crash, with Ice Shard, respectively. So that was the idea, and it was completely shut down by Taunt if he had brought it, but he did not bring that last game. So this game, I was expecting there's going to be a lot more prep for that specific set on the Audino that I brought, so there's no reason for me to bring it this time. So this time, we're going to be focusing more around Regenerator and mono-attacking with Frustration. So Frustration breaks Mega Gardevoir's sub no matter what, every time. Zoroark is less of an issue for me, because I do have Special Defensive Nidoqueen, but it breaks Mega Gardevoir's sub no matter what, and that obviously doesn't care about Calm Mind, so that's a very important thing. It also lives a +1 Hyper Voice and a +1 Psyshock from Mega Gardevoir, no matter what the set is as well. It also breaks Infernape sub as well, but I was not expecting sub Calm Mind Infernape this game, but I did want to be prepared for sub Calm Mind Pokemon in general. So that was the idea with Frustration. As the set. That was kind of the main change of the set. Mega Latios, I believe I mentioned it, but I'm going to say it one more time really quickly, is Roost 3 attacks. I actually changed Nidoqueen to Payapa Berry. I don't think I get to use it this game, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I wanted to kind of snipe that Gardevoir, lure the Gardevoir a little bit, but I don't end up getting to use it. I would have been much better off with Black Sludge, but what can you do? So, all that being said, let's just get into the game. So I lead off Alomomola as it's going to lead off very nicely against a lot of things. Zapdos I have easy switch-ins to, but it's mainly a nice lead versus the Milotic, versus the Infernape, and versus the Gliscod. He shows off the sub right here, which is really, really good information to get early in the game. Gonna double right here on the Roserade, because obviously the Roserade is going to be the Pokemon that would want to come in right there. So I'm able to get Latios in, which is really, really nice because, like I said, Milotic is the main threat for the team, so I need to start getting massive damage onto it. I need to start, honestly, what I was looking at this game was thinking that I'm going to basically have to PP stall him out of recover, which is very possible to do, because I waste, like 5 recovers every time it has to come in on a T-Bolt. So that's really, really nice. Alone Mole has Toxic right here. Um, I just have to accept that. Lone Mole is much less important than Latios. I'm going to pull the double out on the Roserade again into the Latios, and I'm just going to Psychic because he has a little bit of chip damage onto the Milotic, so Psychic is free because I can follow it up with a Thunderbolt, and like I said, if he just attacks me right there, he still gets 2 KO'd. So that little bit of chip damage is important, and you'll see right here, like, every time he comes in, I'm stalling him by several more Thunderbolts, which is really, really nice. If he goes for Toxic that turn right there, I would have been able to kill him with Thunderbolt the turn after. Um, so really, really nice right there is we're able to stall out a lot more recovers right there, and we're able to come in on the Toxic. I throw off a Toxic this turn because the double is obvious again, and if he wants to stay in predicting my Latios, then I get the Melodic Toxic. If he wants to switch, then I get a Toxic onto anything else because he wouldn't double into Roserade. So really nice. He pulls out a kind of nice switch here into the Infernape, but I do have the Latios, full health Latios, and I mean, we are max speed, we are faster than it. I really, really wished I could have brought Modest this game, but I needed Timid for the Roserade, for the Infernape, for the Zapdos, so if for the Gardevoir. So yeah, if I was Modest, I would have been able to deal with the Melodic, but I would have not been able to deal with anything else. So I just wanted to mention that right there. Able to break the sub with the Psychic as he goes for Focus Blast, and we're free to fire off Thunderbolt right here. Again, start stalling out a few more recovers. Honestly, as it stands right now, after everything that happens right here, Melodic can maybe come in 1, maybe 2 more times on another predicted Thunderbolt, but it honestly doesn't matter in the end right there because he actually just goes for the Toxic on the turn that I get a crit, which is really nice. He was still in range of getting 2 hit KO'd by Thunderbolt, but yeah. Yeah, no, that's super nice right there. Briefly talk about the turns that kind of went by really, really quickly. He made a very, very ballsy overpredict to try to recover on me kind of doubling out there. That's what he told me after the game, is that he was trying to predict the double because obviously he would want to keep the Melodic alive. He would have opportunity to recover up on like the old Alomomola or something like that. So he made an over predict right there, and like honestly, it was going to be very hard for him to recover anyways, but it was possible. So he made a hard read there, and ended up not working. So killing the Melodic it's huge for us right here, and yeah. He comes in after with the Gliscod, and I'm going to go into a Lomomola. Even if he predicts that, it's not worth like risking my Latios right there. So yeah, that's basically it. We're able to fire off a Wish, and because we're at 59%, we can come into Latios on the Roserade and get healed up to full, which is really, really nice. Ice Beam is free right here because he's going into Gardevoir, and it's my most damage-dealing move to hit the Gardevoir anyways. It ends up bringing Gardevoir down to 53%, which is really, really nice. He goes for the Calm Mind. As I mentioned before, we guaranteed live any one hit because we're max Spadef, and yeah, we guaranteed live it. We live Hyper Voice, we live Psyshock, so we're able to stay in right here. We know he's going to die to Toxic after that turn we went for the Protect, so we're able to fire off a Wish right there, which is really, really nice. He predicts my, I mean, he goes in for Nate to try to bait me into Latios, which definitely ends up working for him as he goes into Gliscod. The fact that Lomomola is Toxic is really nice for him because it means it's going to give his Gliscod a much easier time to beat me down. I didn't predict the taunt. I predicted him to double out into Roserade that turn, but it ended up working out for me. So, like I said right here, I'm taunted, so I have to go for an attack. Going for Brave Bird is fine. I don't need to double because the only thing he could really go into on a Brave Bird is Zapdos. If he goes into Zapdos, I get back to Sturdy after Leftovers. The recoil does not put me out of range of Sturdy, so it wasn't really. It was kind of a no drawback play for me to make right there. He's able to predict my Nidoqueen really nicely right there. But I still have the Alomomola in the back. So, like I said, the Gliscod is kind of a threatening Pokemon in the back, but we have the Skarmory, we have the Alomomola. So it's all right for me. It's all right for me. I take this opportunity to kind of heal up Dino, and I kind of want to double kind of not predicting, but kind of scouting for. Actually, no, I don't. Excuse me. Um, I thought I was gonna double right there, expecting him to maybe have Toxic on Zapdos, but I guess I guess it was worth trading Toxic. If he had Toxic on Zapdos, it was worth trading it. Like, right there. Because now that I think of it, honestly, I didn't really need Audino for much, now that Gardevoir was dead. Because the main purpose of having Audino was for the Gardevoir. So, yeah, I guess that was worth trading Toxic right there. But I go into Skarmory right here, because I mean, I don't really think he's going to go for the, I don't think he's going to go for the HP Fire on the Audino, because Audino lives any hit from Roserade anyways. So it would be risky for him to go for it, because he doesn't have recovery on it anyways. I predict the Zapdos, try to double out here into the Latios. That works out nicely for me. You'll see he takes about 40% from Ice Beam with the Yachi Berry, so yeah, that's a lot. Bit of awkward plays right here. I kind of want Latios healthy, but like it's awkward because like in order to keep Latios healthy, it's basically letting Zapdos be healthy right here. So I don't know. It's really awkward. I probably would have just been better off to kill off the Zapdos that turn and leave my Latios at very low amount of health because I can still roost on a lot of his team. But yeah, looking back, honestly, it probably would have been better just to kill off the Zapdos. But we go into Nido Queen right there. We have to take an HP Ice, which sucks. But I mean, what can you do? Able to bring a low Momola in on the liquidation. Throw off a wish as he goes for a taunt. He actually told me he screwed up his speed tiers. He was supposed to be creeping he was supposed to be creeping a low Momola, but he actually ended up just being slower than it. So that's really unfortunate. That would have been really nice for him if he had crept it correctly. But what can you do? Going to Latios here, kind of expecting him to switch, and I mean it was kind of a no drawback play because if he stayed in, he would have went for liquidation, and if he switched, then I would have got Latios in on anything, which Latios beats everything else. Like Latios basically gets a kill if he had gone to Roserade or Infernape, which is really nice. Again, like I'm in this tough situation where I want to have Latios really healthy. I want to deal damage to Zapdos, but I can't do everything at the same time. And the fact that I don't have Black Sludge sucks because I keep taking these HP ices. So those are I'm definitely really sad. I'm definitely like I don't know how worth it is to have to keep bringing Nidoqueen in on these HP ices. The fact that I died to the next attack basically means I'm okay to start spamming Earth Power. I believe I go for it 3 times, and then I try to predict after that. So that's a little bit. You'll see right here, like I said, I go for it 3 times and I get it all 3 times, but he gets me this 4th time. Like these are really kind of 50-50s right here, and they're 50-50s that kind of favors the defending Pokemon, the Zapdos. So honestly, it might have just been better for me to spam Earth Power right there to kind of prevent the defog and then come in after with Latios. So we end up in a really bad situation right there. And I actually make a really bad play right here. You'll see I go for the knockoff because I calced, and knockoff kills if he had an item. But I forgot that I popped his Yashi Berry. So this could have been really bad for me right here. Because I could have gotten paralyzed right there. I don't know. There's a whole lot of things that could have happened right there. But I'm able to go for the knockoff again as he goes for the Z Sunny Day. Now, all I have to do is go into Audino right here. Even if he's able to kill Audino, it really doesn't matter because I have Choice Band Ice Shard in the back. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day. And you'll see Return still does like a lot of damage. That's another reason why I liked Return on Audino, is it dealt more damage to the Roserade because I was very sure he was going to bring Roserade this game. Because I talked to them several times about how good Roserade was against my team. But having Audino in versus his Infernape as the last mon is really good because we know it's sub, which obviously kind of implies sub Calm Mind or sub Nasty Plot. So having Audino in as a way to break the sub guaranteed is really nice because he's not going to end up with a sub, and as long as he doesn't end up with a sub, Skarmory can deal with him because Skarmory is sturdy. Latios can deal with him as well. +2 Vacuum Wave isn't really going to do enough damage to scare me, and like the main purpose right here is like he can't sub to break my sturdy, so I can go Skarmory and just kill him off. Like if he was over 25%, he'd be able to sub first, so I Brave Bird and Recoil breaks my sturdy. But the fact that he was less than 25% meant that Skarmory was guaranteed going to be able to kill him right there, even if he like randomly burned me right there. So that worked out nicely for me. It was a fun game. not very many of the games, like I said before in one of my other videos. I'll probably end up uploading, but I think this was a fun game. I was happy with the prep, and I was happy with a lot of the plays I made, a lot of the doubles, a lot of the switches, a lot of the just attacks predicting like the melodic to come in. So I was pretty happy with how I played. I think it was a fun game overall, and we're coming up on playoffs, and I think I might actually be guaranteed a position in playoffs. So looking forward to that, and I probably will just overall just put the playoff games up, even though I might not get every regular season game up. I'll definitely try to make sure to get the playoff games up. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time.